man. You have no idea what it...
Isn't being a genius like the best? You are smarter than everyone around you. You have this supernatural ability to learn and be great at anything you try. You can invent some of the most complex technology ever made. And as a bonus, you could get to run the government for about 4 months. You know, until it goes horribly wrong, of course.
The chainsaw for bureaucracy! Chainsaw!
But don't worry, we dummies over here don't have to concern ourselves with such things. That's why we have shows like Dexter's Laboratory. And you know what's even better than watching scientific chaos happen on screen? Watching it happen live on stage.
Okay, I'll say it. Big guy?
Dexter's Laboratory is one of Cartoon Network's most legendary shows. If it were up to me, I would put it up there with Cartoon Network's Mount Rushmore. It would join the likes of Kids Next Door, Powerpuff Girls, and Ed, Edd and Eddy. But it's come to my attention that not many people hold it to such high regard, or at least have forgotten what an impact this show has had on animation history and how it became a true classic. Well, buckle up, because we're about to take a quick look back at a special moment in its history, and at the end, maybe even you could be a boy genius. No promises though.
Dexter's opening his lab to the public, and you've got a front row seat. Stay on your best behavior, and whatever you do, don't push any buttons. Welcome to Dexter's Laboratory.
You could say Dexter's Laboratory is the show that started it all, with it being one of Cartoon Network's original properties. Before this point, Cartoon Network largely was just a channel that ran old Hanna-Barbera cartoons until it decided that it wanted to differentiate itself. I mean, you can only show reruns of the Flintstones for so long. You see, many kids' channels at the time mainly showed live-action programming, so Cartoon Network was in a unique position to go all in on animation, which was a smart choice because I can't see it competing with the likes of All That or The Amanda Show. To be a kid in the 90s. Dexter's Laboratory was created by Wendy and follows Dexter, a small, square, red-headed boy genius, as he makes several inventions within his self-made lab.
My name is Wendy and I'm the creator of Dexter's Laboratory.
And I am trying to work.
A dodgeball suit, time machine, mom robot. We see this 6 to 8-year-old boy create a diverse range of complex inventions and also witness the various ways that they go horribly wrong, but that's kind of the point. Among the cast of characters, we have Dee Dee, his bothersome and artful, energetic older sister, his parents, a neurotic stay-at-home mom, and a blissful suburban suit-and-tie dad, both of whom don't have actual names, which is typical for cartoon parents. I mean, the fact that we see them at all should be applauded. That's 1 point against child neglect. Along with a few notable side characters, they make up what is Dexter's Laboratory, an inventive and relatable show about a boy genius and his creations. Being one of Cartoon Network's first successful shows, Dexter's Laboratory had a massive impact, not just for itself, but also for all the shows that followed afterwards. With Dexter's Laboratory being a hit, they now had a show that they could use as a blueprint. And it was not only successful through ratings and awards, but also through one aspect that many animation shows had to get right: sales. And they found various ways to sell Dexter, whether it be through musical collaborations, parades, and even Wendy's kids' toys. Not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. This is one of Dexter's first Wendy's toys in the late 90s. But what's even more surprising is the live performance of Dexter's Laboratory at Six Flags. Six Flags, not quite Disney World, but a good place to go for a 5th grade field trip, or that one time during your birthday when you actually wanted to go to Legoland, but your parents said Six Flags is the same thing basically, and if you really want Legos, we can buy you Legos. What a place. I always wonder what Six Flags represented, and apparently it's a Texas thing. Go Texas, I guess. Well, in the early 1990s, Time Warner acquired a controlling stake in Six Flags of America. You see, Disney parks and Universal parks were already major players in the theme park business and were doing great. Theme parks still remain to be a huge moneymaker, sometimes more than their actual movies and shows. So Time Warner was looking for a way to do the same thing with their franchises as well. You know, if you can't beat them, join them. So instead of building their own theme park, which requires a little bit of hard work, creativity, they decided to use Six Flags. In 1994, they officially launched Cartoon Network, and in 1996, they debuted the first original Dexter's Laboratory. And like I said before, Dexter's Lab rose to popularity, leading to a lot of promotions, brand partnerships, CDs and contests, and live stage shows. In 1998, the year of my birth, Six Flags opened Camp Cartoon Network, which, like Avatar Land at Animal Kingdom, was a dedicated zone that had everything Cartoon Network and many of the characters like Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, and Dexter. And one of the attractions that was included was the Dexter's Laboratory live production at the Six Flags Theater Royale. What I find special about this performance is not the story, because it's like a sample of a typical Dexter episode where there are two spies that are trying to steal Dexter's latest invention, the Chore Master. But I'm more fascinated by how they decide to bring them to life. You see, with live action stage performances, you have the added benefit of having real people. And especially if the thing you're adapting is also based on human characters, you have some leeway of playing with how you would represent them. And even if they weren't human, you could always do something like SpongeBob the Musical.
Look at the kelp. It's still kelpy. Look at us.
Okay, maybe not SpongeBob the Musical, but you get what I mean. But Dexter's Laboratory didn't do that. They made the costumes exactly like they appear in the show, so much so that it's a bit jarring in relation to the two human spy characters, and oh yeah, the big guy.
Here's your big guy coat, big guy. Right, big guy? Here's your big guy hat, big guy. Right, big guy? All right, Dexter. Not only does the big guy want the blueprints, he also wants to see the Chore Master in action. Right, big guy? And what the big guy wants, the big guy gets. Right, big guy?
But I guess it gives the people what they wanted by bringing the characters to life and providing an interactive experience with Dexter and Dee Dee, with the possibility of getting your own photo with them. Although I personally think of performances based on the spin-off Dexter shows like Justice Friends or Dial M for Monkey would have made for a way more engaging performance. But hey, Dexter and Dee Dee aren't so bad, right, big guy?
Dexter, my whole goal is you watch it, your blood is boiling, you get good goose pimples, your heart races.
Goose pimples? I am all about the science.
Yenny Tartakovsky said that with Dexter, he really played up the physical comedy, so naturally that would lend itself to a stage performance. I just think it's amazing how much of a presence Dexter's Laboratory had during this time. And it's this element of invention and it being done by a young child that I think really elevated it to something audiences could get behind. Because not only can children see themselves in the show, but also adults can as well. Because they can remember a time in their lives when they could create anything, when they were a genius, when they were the big guy. And that's when Dexter's Laboratory was live on stage. Special thanks to Vintage Vulture, which is where I was able to get this exclusive Wendy's toy that was one of Dexter's first brand promotions. If you are interested in more vintage things, they have almost anything, so definitely check them out on eBay, and you can also find them here on YouTube as well. I have a link to their channel in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, big guy.
Stay tuned after the break for the brand new show, Codename Kids Next Door. And coming up in 30 minutes, it's Grim and Evil.
Lives the smartest boy you've ever seen. But Dee Dee blows his experiments to smithereens. There is gloom and doom while things go boom in Dexter's lab.
Let's remote it. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Six Flags Great America. Right, big guy? And now you're welcome to join us in front of the stage to meet Dexter and Dee Dee.
We hope that you've enjoyed Dexter's Laboratory. Please take a moment to be sure you've gathered all your belongings. Also, kindly take any cups or wrappers with you and deposit them in the nearest trash receptacle outside the theater as you exit.